Hmm. Patrick looks a tad disappointed and still kind of in thought. Um, he then realizes, is the amulet, um, is this going to be a Lent thing, or do I need to purchase this?
You can choose to purchase it if you want. It's just something for my own private collection. I could sell it to you if you're interested.
Um,
You-
I I would love to know how much it is worth.
How much it is worth and how much I sell for it are two completely different things. Suffice to say, if you had 200,000 credits, then it would be yours.
200,000.
Yes.
I will have to speak with the group, and I thank you for showing me this.
Oh, you're very welcome. You can always just. I'm gonna just be staying here in Perrin's residence for a few days, so you can find me here.
And I will extend my hand to receive the dragon bone,
Oh yes, he gives you back the dragon bone, as promised.
and we'll put it in its pouch and wander back to question the group if they would be okay with parting with 200,000 for a minor levitation amulet.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm fine with it.
Okay. Burn.
I'm good.
Okay.
Right then.
There
I'm
you
pretty
go.
sure Mila's fine with it.
Yeah, I'm sure she won't mind. So yeah, we can consider. We don't have to roleplay the whole thing. We'll just. We can just take it off of Perrin's tab, so to speak, because they're good friends. So that's fine. So I'll just add that onto the tab. And you have to excuse me for a few moments because I have to use the washroom. I'll be right back.
Woohoo!
Right.
Okay. Squee,
Yes.
I didn't even think of this until now.
Hmm.
Why didn't we name the dog Bruce Willis?
Because we named it Hannibal. No, Mr. Hannibal.
Okay.
That is the only answer you will ever get. No,
Because it would have been great.
it would have. I guess, yeah, it would have. But yeah, Hannibal's fine.
It's a good dog.
I don't know. I do like the idea of Mr. Hannibal off the bed, please. Thank you. Talking to him all
No,
proper,
Mr.
like,
Hannibal.
oh,
That-
Mr. Hannibal doesn't want his dinner today.
No, Mr. Hannibal, you don't get a cookie. No.
Yeesh, you pretty robot.
Yeah. I
I'm
said
gonna-
good day, sir.
My room's gonna be like right here, because piloting's there.
Sure. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Okie dokie. Hi.
Um,
Is Brianna back? No?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to ask the gentleman once I purchase the amulet what particular things do you mix with a dragon bone to have it react in an alchemist sort of way?
Ah. Well, you can always use phosphorus. Also, shaved aluminum, oddly enough, does also react with it. If you want it to, but I find the most interesting one is if you ever find any sort of mandrake root, mixing that with dragon bone and then setting it alight creates a very dazzling multicolored flame.
Hmm. Would you know of any drake root around here?
Mandrake root?
Yes.
Some of the smaller villages around do sell it. I can sell you some. I do have some powdered mandrake root. About 4 ounces of it I can spare for you. Tell you what, I'll even just throw that into the cost of the amulet as well, just to help you out.
Thank you very much.
I do offer these words of advice along with my gift, though.
Mhm.
First of all, don't waste precious dragon bone on proving to let's just say the common populace that what you say is true. It's a very valuable material, and I'd hate for it to just be shown as part of a parlor trick, but it is your bone, it's up to you. Secondly, now that you have this medallion, I have to caution you. My understanding is that the endless storytellers travel all over the place, and some places are receptive of magic, and some of them are not whatsoever. I suggest you hide that magical item whenever you come across those more hostile places.
Thank you for the word of warning. I would not have known.
Yes, it's some individuals are very, very ignorant as far as the art goes. Of course, there are some individuals who use magic for horrible purposes and justify individuals' paranoia of such a thing.
Ah,
So here you are. Yeah, so you have 4 ounces of the mandrake root as well.
cool.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, sorry, have you actually conferred on the name of the dog? I guess I shouldn't ask these
Yes.
general questions when Kriana isn't around. But
She's back.
oh,
I am here. Yep.
oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Okay, I did
Yeah,
not
yes.
see. Oh, yeah, there you are.
Yeah, I think it's Mr. Hannibal, and I think everyone's happy with that in USS Bethany, unless anyone's got objections.
No, it's so stupid. No, I'm good.
Okay.
Patrick will definitely note that he's not used to naming vehicles, but if you
Gotta
guys
name a
insist.
ship. Yeah. Al doesn't know why, but he knows that you always name him, and it's always a she.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Doesn't know why, but that's just how it's done.
I hate those justifications, but I'll allow it for the sake of fun, for the rule of fun. So.
Well, no, you know what? You could very easily
It's
pass
just
it off
an
as
excuse to, like, yeah, you can, but that, like, when he be like, I don't know how he knows it, but he just does it. It's just
Okay,
you
Then
know,
I will say this:
like-
that in his training, when he was trained to pilot robots and such, the instructors always named their robots, and they were always women.
Fair enough. There you go. All right, that's all I ask for is some justification because
That's
one
fair
thing I
enough.
hate is metagaming. So, all right. Well, you know what? I think we're pretty much good to leave Parents Post. The kind of the training and the act planning for the endless. Oh, you know what? Actually, though, since now you're an actual part of the troop, I should let you know all the resources that you actually have with the endless storytellers, if that works for you guys, real
Mhm.
quick.
Yes.
So, obviously, Perrin is sponsoring this, and he he's injected some money into this group to kind of up its production value. There actually is standard uniforms for all employees, and all performers have, a few sets of colorful costumes. So for those of you that are performing, more particularly Mila and Tom, you
Costume?
can
Mhm.
you can actually kind of choose and pretty make your own costume
Oh, dude, I'm doing it.
up to whatever's reasonable, right? So feel free to do that, right? Or just come up with a concept of what you want. I'd give you both 2 different sets of costumes that you would want to wear, okay? And we can say over the 2 weeks that you were fitted and they were made for you. All right. Also, each performer has basic equipment and props and materials for your craft that you need to do, so that's not a problem. The medical equipment that the actual place has, it's first aid and paramedic type equipment, so antibiotics, painkillers, anesthetic, protein healing salve, a dicimeter, it actually has an EEG machine to actually measure brain waves and diagnose any sort of problems with the brain.
Mhm.
A little portable lab, a bioscan, obviously, oxygen for individuals who need that, and actually a few I said before that they didn't have any robot medical kits, but they do have a couple of the basic ones. The knitter type, not the nanobite ones, but the ones that can like heal with like cuts on the skin. It's like the knitter, pretty much like a stitching machine.
Right.
And it also has a basic life support unit as well. So for individuals who are in absolutely critical condition, you can hook them up to that very special kind of bed and stabilize them. All right, so pretty good. The vehicles of the actual endless storytellers, not including your behemoth, but they have trucks, trailers, motorhomes, a few wagons, and a few fairly new and well-maintained hover vehicles as well. There is one construction vehicle to help set up the stage and the movie screen. And the living quarters for everyone else is modest and comfortable, with enough room to give everyone their own personal space. So most people have individual trailers as well. All right.
Mhm.
As far as communications goes, the troop itself has a few long-range radios. All the personnel has walkie-talkies or short-ranged radios. They all coordinate different bands. So there's a basic communication band that you can talk to pretty much anyone on. And then there's, specific security bands that like Alicia's on for only like guard personnel and that sort of thing. All right. There's some language translators because they will come across people who don't speak the same language. They have a few mini radar systems and one portable computer as well. Obviously, too, there's the massive full-screen theater with an impressive projector and audio system and the whole shebang. Let's see here. As far as basic defenses go, a small number of basic arms has been distributed to members of the show. So if the show was ever under attack, everyone can kind of defend themselves. Of course, 1 in 20 employees are kind of warrior types, like Alicia. So there's probably close to 100 people all told in the Endless Storytellers. It's a pretty big show, but that's including all personnel, right? So, yeah. And of course, there's 2 large robots as well that I mentioned too that protect the caravan. And I already talked to you about what the type of shows they have, so that's no big deal. And that's about it. So that kind of just gives you a better idea of, who you're traveling with. All right, and kind of gives you a mental image when this long caravan, goes down the roads and travels. So, any last business before we leave Parents Post for a little while?
No, not that I can think of.
I'm good. I need to purchase the audio books that the doctor made for me, basically.
Oh yeah, he you know what? We'll just do the cost of the actual audio. Like you've helped out in the clinic a few times, so he's gonna just do that for free.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, not a problem. You don't have an audio recorder though, do you? So you'd have
No,
to
I'd have to go
purchase
buy one. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So the purchase of that is simply 500 credits. I'll just throw that onto the tab.
All right.
But you don't have to give him any additional pay.
Cool.
So yeah, definitely.
I do have some business.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. The scabbard is done, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's been done for quite a while.
Yeah, it's been done for at least like 8 days.
Okay. I just want to go and pick it up and thank the blacksmiths, both of them, for not only their hard work but also helping me sort of get familiar with the sword.
Yeah, definitely. There's also enough time in those 2 weeks to do 4 additional training sessions with you.
Mhm.
So right now you're not really skilled in it, but we're gonna have your penalty. So instead of a -4 to your rolls using it, now it's only a -2.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Obviously, we're going to assume that you guys have enough rations for. Actually, yeah, you should buy probably some food supplies too. Now, the endless
Yeah.
storytellers do have their own food, but if you want your own personal stores, feel free to do so. And we'll also assume that you're going to get appropriate food for the pup. as well.
Yeah, I like we could all say like we're the day before we leave, we all go shopping for food. I would like
Yeah.
actually probably get some sort of makings for chocolate milk from Mila, of course,
Uh-huh.
and I want to get apple juice. I think Al is developing quite a taste for it.
Okay, fair enough. Done and done. Is there any other because there's refrigeration units inside the behemoth as well?
Oh, okay, fine. I want to get like a whole bunch of fudge.
Cake.
Okay.
Okay, Mila, you do understand that we need to eat more than just cake, right?
Meat and cake.
Just throw it on the cake; it's good.
Meat cake. Oh my god!
Eat
what
cake,
the
a
hell?
superfood.
I had this image of a cake with just meat topping.
Meat and cake.
Just
Patrick
imagine.
is
And me.
sitting there
Full-
trying to find out a way to make a meat cake.
Yay!
Just imagine, picture, if you will, a full sheet cake, and just somebody dropping pieces of steak into it, and lamb, and just cake going everywhere. Oh God, why?
Okay.
You guys are gonna
Okay.
kill Inferno.
No,
I
not-
I
okay,
just
well,
want
like
to
I
get-
said, we can do general. Tell you what, the same individuals who made the fudge for the festival,
Mhm.
they can whip you up a plate of it in
Yes.
that period of time. Okay.
Good. That
Alright.
sounds really good.
Wonderful.
Right. I'm just adding all this onto the tab. You guys haven't even broached the top.
Good,
by
good,
the
good,
way.
good, 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 good.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah, I just want to know just any because if you want like something special, I'll have to let you know if it's available and how much of it you can get.
Yes.
Right?
Um,
as far-
for
Juice. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
the fudge, I was gonna ask them for what kind of chocolate they might be using, and to purchase that.
The chocolate is imported from Laszlo. They don't know if it's a type or anything like that. That's just how they get it. And because of the festival, unfortunately, they don't have any to spare.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mm.
But let's see here. As far as the apple juice goes, you can secure yourself like 3 jugs of it.
Woohoo!
It's
Ah.
pretty common.
That's
Oh,
what I
it's a-
wanted to do. I wanted to find out
go
what
ahead.
was in the moonshine.
All right.
Wait, don't you have some of the moonshine? No, you
I
don't.
do. I do.
Oh, you do?
I got a small vial of it.
You know what? That could be one of the first things you use in your lab. You could seriously just fucking science the fuck out of that moonshine.
I wonder what's
I would like to know how much battery acid is in this.
Okay.
Starting to rethink ever drinking that stuff. No.
So, it's not. What did you think was in it?
Battery acid.
Battery acid? It's not battery acid, but you find antifreeze in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a
I
good
can
thing.
get
Okay.
some
Boo.
really nice refrigeration.
You can tell that it was made from a grain fermentation, right?
Mhm.
So a really cheap methanol, right? But yeah, the thing that really gives it its kick, you have now analyzed, is antifreeze.
Yeah.
Hey, at least it tastes sweet.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Any other special orders going on as far as rations go?
I want to make sure that there is more than enough dog food for
Yeah.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Hannibal.
So how much? How long? Like
And
a month?
oh, sorry.
At least a
Let's
month.
go by days.
At least 30 days. Yeah, let's do 30 days.
Okay. Now, in a post-apocalyptic thing, dogs are omnivores. Perrin probably suggested. Oh God, there's things in life that I just don't know. But I'm assuming it'd be a mixture of like some sort of like grains and like chicken meat, like dried chicken or turkey, or sometimes pork too, to kind of just give
Yeah.
that sort of meat supplement along with it. So we'll just say, it's that.
Okay.
Pretty much.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to make sure that he has a whole bunch of toys to play with, and that we have.
Say a
See, now
collar,
that's
too.
kind of tricky.
A collar.
Well,
Make
you
that,
can get a
though.
leather collar made from the leathersmith. That's
Oh,
easy
yeah.
enough to do.
Mhm.
As far as toys go, the best you can do is buy a few from Perrin that he's willing to let go of. And the puppy toys, since those really didn't survive the rifts,
Yeah.
right? And how they'd be made of plastic materials, it's not the same in this type of context. It'd be a lot of homemade stuff. So
Yeah, like leather
things made of-
balls. And,
yeah, leather,
Yeah.
exactly. Leather balls or
Wood.
pieces of soft wood that they can use as chew toys or
yeah, that's
sticks,
what I'm
stuff
looking
like
at.
that. Okay, great. Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
not a problem.
Okay. I'm good. Anybody else?
Can I get a leather ball? No.
If you want a leather ball, you can get a
Yeah.
leather ball.
Yes.
You're gonna have to fetch it though.
Ew.
Getting weird. Getting weird. I'm not okay with this anymore. Let's continue.
All right.
Oh jeez.
All right. So
I'm sorry.
the first stop for the endless storytellers is a small town called Innisfail, and it's almost directly south of Perrin's Post. It's only going to be about 5 days travel. It's a little bit slower because for the first 3 days there is a main road that a lot of them travel on. But the next 2 days, it's a little bit of a lighter trail, and it is more thick foliage. So, especially with the robots and with your behemoth, you kind of have to just tread carefully because they don't want to upset a lot of the wildlife or the locals of Innisfail for this. But you're on the road for only about 2 days or so before. We'll say it's around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. The caravan was about to break for meal anyway when there's an announcement on the radio that says, well, and you hear it's Zoe's voice, and she says, well, we were about to break camp, but just heads up, at the front of the caravan here, it looks like there's some sort of traveling salesman, and he wants to show us something. For those of you who are interested, feel free to do so. I suggest a few security members come up here just to make sure there's no problem. He looks harmless, but you never can tell. And unfortunately, your behemoth is not able to jockey to the front of the caravan. You're pretty much located near the center of it, unless you guys choose to be stationed differently. Like, I don't know if you guys want to be in the back of the caravan, but I figured it makes sense for you guys to travel near the center of it. Does
Right.
that seem fair?
Yeah. Middle's fine.
So, in order for you to check this out, you'll have to kind of just land it or just crouch it down and actually exit your behemoth on foot and check things out.
Okay. I
If you
honestly
choose
don't
to.
think Al would personally, like, he's pretty much got everything he needs. He doesn't, like, nothing that he thinks a traveling salesman would have that he'd be too interested in.
Yeah.
Mila's
I don't know.
curious.
I would definitely be curious.
Well, if they're curious, then Al's going with them. If nothing else, then to watch their backs.
Okay.
Woo.
All right, I will, because an unknown. The speaker was generally pretty cautious about all these things. I'm going to lock up a lot of my what I think is fairly precious to me. The vials of things, bone, whatnot. The gravity necklace thing. I'm probably going to actually keep the ring on me.
Okay.
Like literally on my finger.
Okay.
But the rest of it is basically like any and all sort of like loose small things I'm going to be putting away and locking it wherever I can.
Okay. So, as you guys approach the front of the caravan, sure enough, just off to the side of the road is a large ATV that's kind of backed up. And there is a man. He is in body armor, but his helmet is off. And he has this big, wild, red, bushy beard. He looks like he just crawled out of the bush. He is very unkempt, but very loud and energetic. And what's really drawing the attention, however, and many of the individuals of the Endless Storytellers, especially a lot of the laborers and support crew, including a lot of the guards, Alicia's there as well, and they're kind of gathered around the back of his ATV, and it's there that he's doing his presentation. And he waits a few more minutes before some more people, stragglers, come on by. But he says, "My friends, I'm sure you've come across almost every single tiny wild beastie out there. Am I right?" And there's a bit of awkward silence.
Yeah.
Yes. But I guarantee you that you haven't come across everything. And if you're not prepared for everything, then you can meet your easy demise. And a lot of people are kind of starting to lose interest already.
Patrick is slowly like taking out a camera.
Yeah.
Just
He
slowly.
goes, "Aha, but I bet you haven't behold one of these." And he gives the side of his ATV a little kick, and it loosens his back, the back door of it. It's kind of set up as a little, like, kind of like a folding ramp that's along the back storage area of the ATV, and it comes on down. And sure enough, the back of his ATV, instead of a storage facility, much like Patrick's ATV has, it's actually a caged area. And inside a cage of metal bars lies a disgusting little creature that almost resembles a toad in some ways. And I'm going to drag and drop the picture right now. Give me a moment.
Patrick's gonna take a picture of it.
Oh yeah, okay, great. Take a picture, it'll last longer. Give me a moment as I try to find... I have too many files. Art. You'd be down here. Yeah, you are. Now, this little sucker is not super little. He's about 3 foot tall, so he fills a good portion of the actual cave itself.
Ooh.
But it is very agitated, it is very angry, it's very aggressive, and it stalks back and forth in its cage, and it glowers at the entire crowd, and it opens up its maw and spits and hisses and shakes its fists at you. And a few people take a step back, and Alicia actually says, "So what? It's a monster in a cage. That's not all that impressive." And the salesperson will just say, the unkempt fella goes, "Ah, young miss, so you think. Tell you what, I'll allow you to shoot it with anything you got and see if you can't kill it." And Alicia's like, "Are you serious?" It's like, "Yes, of course. Please. Do your worst to this hideous thing. And she kind of looks around, shrugs.